While the uploads of these videos are a little inconsistent so far, what hasn't been inconsistent is the amount of exercise that I have been doing, or at least the frequency in which I am doing these exercises. Every single day, I have been working out diligently and going out for a walk. I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm doing any jogging, but at the very least, I'm still getting out there, I'm still getting involved, and that's really what matters. What's also important is the amount of exercises that I have been doing. Since my last recording, I am now up to 40 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, which is double what I was doing when I first started this challenge. And that is really significant for me. That's really important, and I'll be talking a little more about that in just a little bit. Now, as far as the amount of exercise that I'm doing, obviously I'm doing a lot more, and I'm exercising a lot more in general. And you'd think that as a result of all of those exercises, I should be losing a lot of weight. And the truth of the matter is, I'm actually not, which is a little strange for me. Because during my 6-week challenge that I took, I was losing a lot of weight incredibly fast, and I was doing pretty much the equivalent amount of exercising. Mind you, I was only doing 3 sessions every single week for that challenge, as opposed to doing it every single day. But I still think that it's probably about the same in terms of the amount of calories burned and just the overall intensity of it. Because I'm still doing, again, 40 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, and 40 squats, which is still like fairly standard exercises. So, but at the very least, like, you'd expect me to be losing a little bit of weight when that's not really the reality. I have actually gained a little bit of weight. I'm up to 212 pounds, which is up from the 210, 211 pounds that I've been doing. So yeah, it's kind of weird for me, especially when I'm comparing it to the results that I got from that 6-week challenge. So I'm thinking the best way for me to be adjusting moving forward is perhaps changing a little bit of my diet. Mind you that I haven't really been eating a lot of unhealthy things outside of the occasional like candy or like going out and dining out once in a while. But other than that, it's mainly just been fruits, vegetables, proteins, all sorts of healthy foods. But I'm thinking I want to be reducing the amount of carbs that I'm eating, and also when I'm actually going to be eating them. Because from what I remember from my challenge, having carbs in your last meal is not particularly helpful in terms of weight loss. And because your carbs are basically your fuel over the course of the day, and if you're eating a lot of carbs in your last meal, well, you're at the point where your body is starting to shut down, and it turns those carbs into just fat and more weight that you're going to be gaining. While I haven't really been losing that much weight, and I don't really have that much results to show you in terms of that, I have made up for that over this week by learning a phenomenal amount from some of the revelations that I've had from just from exercising, as well as some of the other like health tips that and reinforcing some of those health tips that I've mentioned earlier. Because while I've been exercising a lot more and I haven't really been changing that much in terms of my weight, it's not really a reason to just give up and to lose hope from that. Something that I've been talking about in my Instagram videos is to just keep going on and not worrying so much about losing weight, and to use that as a sort of a marker for your progress or the effectiveness of these plans or challenges that you're on. If you're not really losing any weight, then it's not really a really good measurement of your success, and hinging your entire motivation on losing weight can be just terrible, because you can get into these sorts of slumps where you're not really losing any weight, and a lot of people will just get frustrated and give up entirely. Instead, what I've come to learn and to focus more on is the amount of effort and progress in other areas. Again, I went from doing 20 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats to doing 40 of them every single day. And I've been able to do that consistently, and I figured out a good plan to be increasing the difficulty over time and giving myself enough time to be building up my strength so I can actually do these exercises. To the point that I can imagine that before day 50, I am probably going to be doing 100 of these things every single day, and I will be able to do them without very little effort compared to when I first attempted that exercise routine on day 1. So I'm hoping I'll be able to build up that momentum and be able to push myself to do that. Because for me, my biggest challenge has always been exercises, especially in push-ups. I've had a lot of challenges with getting to do push-ups. I don't really have that much upper body strength, and with push-ups, you're relying a lot on that. And for me, that has always been a mental hurdle for me. And I've learned how I can be working around that and to really get excited about doing push-ups. And I think that sort of progress is better than talking about, hey, I've been able to lose some weight from all this stuff, and to really find my motivation in that. I think my motivation is the fact that I'm able to do this much, and I'm able to push myself past my own limitations and really start to grow and flourish in this sort of area by being able to do this amount of exercises and to gradually increase it. What's also really inspiring for me is the fact that my body is not really that sore or aching, and for me it's a sign that I can be increasing the difficulty, of course, but at the same time it's also really nice and refreshing, because I used to experience a lot of stiffness and soreness, kind of like what I experienced on my first day when I attempted to do 100 of these exercises. I found that I was really sore for the next couple of days, and that I struggled a lot to do the exercises. But now I'm not really feeling any sore from day to day, and I'm able to get into that routine and being able to do all of this stuff. That, I think, is great progress for me, as opposed to, again, being fixated solely on my weight. And honestly, I think that's the best takeaway that you can get from this challenge and from this video, is that while you need to be finding your motivation in other sources if you find that your progress is stagnating in certain areas. Where your progress is stagnating in other areas, there are other areas that are increasing. The amount of reps that you're able to do, the fact that your body is able to adjust and develop itself to these exercises is great progress. Even if you're not really losing any weight right now, it doesn't mean that you're always going to be at this particular weight for the rest of your life. Who knows what's going to happen? And if you really want to be making some changes, make some small adjustments. Maybe tweak your diet a little bit. And that's really what's important with this whole challenge, is being able to be making progress and to acknowledge where that progress is coming from. That's more important than just being fixated on losing weight or building muscle, and focusing on some of the other tiny little details that often get unnoticed.